a lot of people, they want to do the fancy stuff. They want to do, you know, as I said, the spinning back fists and the spinning elbows, and they want to do, you know, flamboyant throws and stuff like that. But fights are won with the basics. The jab in MMA is not used nearly enough. If you're not using feints, it just becomes a contest of who's the fastest, who's the quickest, who can hit the other person. Whereas if you're using feints and you try and overload them, you're tricking them because you don't know when you're going to throw the shot. Footwork is so important in a fight. As I say, it'll save your neck, it'll make you have the ability to land the shot, to get the takedown, whatever it is. So make sure you always drill your footwork, guys. You all see people get taken down and held down and nothing happens, and the guy on top ends up winning by decision when it was a bullshit performance and a shitty fight, maybe when Tim Kennedy held me down. Come on, all the way to the end, you bastards. It's a long way to go. It's a big mat. When we do this, well, I mean, we're only warming up, but it's the same side every time. Right, we're not doing this, we're the same side every time. Why do we do that? Well, if someone's on top of me in half guard, you can't go both ways, so you got to get good at going one side, because to get this movement here, shrimping, yeah, okay, it helps you re-guard and stuff like that, but if someone's on top of you, ground and pounding the fuck out of you, it's your number one defense. And I'll show you later, if you can get to the cage wall by moving away, when you're doing this, you're pushing on the head, you're elbowing them in the face, you're making separation, and you're getting away from them. And when you get away, then you can get back to your feet. So we're just going on one side, let's go, come on. Easy stuff, day one stuff. A little shrimping, there's nothing remarkable about it, but it's very, very important, and it's a great way to warm up. Fills a bit of time as well. I got about 2 hours of bullshit to get through, so, you know, I haven't coached a class in a very, very long time. However, I have spent a lifetime in this gym, or in this world, shall we say, so it's like riding a bike. I haven't been in an MMA gym for a very long time either. I had 3 surgeries last year. I got no knees, I got a bad neck, I got a torn labrum, you know. But it's, as I say, it's like riding a bike. Yeah, people don't spend enough time shadow boxing. It's a very, very important part, and they don't use feints enough. The idea for feints is just to try and overload your opponent so you can land shots, and not just, if you don't use feints, sprawl! If you're not using feints, it just becomes a contest of who's the fastest, who's the quickest, who can hit the other person. Whereas if you're using feints and you try and overload them, you're tricking them because you don't know when you're going to throw the shot. Sprawl! Remember, kicks as well. Lots of kicks. There you go, mate. Elbows tucked in, elbows, knees. Footwork is so important. It'll get you out of danger, it'll make you close the distance to land your own shots, it'll help you with your takedown defense. If you get rocked and you need a fucking second, your footwork is going to come in very, very crucial. But people don't really drill it. What we're going to do is a super, super basic, simple drill that I was still doing when I was champion of the world, just to warm up. Typically, if there was less people, we'd just warm up doing it. But all we're going to do is, obviously, if you want to go forward, you push off your back foot. If you want to go right, you push off your left foot. If you want to go backwards, you push off your front foot, and so on and so forth, okay? So we're just going to go in a square, making sure we push off the right foot, okay? When I say the right foot, I mean the correct foot, not the right foot. Sometimes it's the left, sometimes it's the right. It's here. Maybe go forward twice. Boom, boom. And we'll throw, when you get comfortable, throw a combination on it. Here, 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 here. You never want to cross your feet. Very, very basic drills, and you're probably thinking, shit, this is fucking awful. This champion comes over here and shows like the most basic shit. This is what's going to save you in a fight. When you get cracked and you've got to get on your bike and be light on your feet, but you don't want to be off balance, and you get an opportunity to throw a punch, you can't be like this and readjusting your feet. So your footwork is so important. So drills like this, and there's many, many others, but there's a lot of people here, so we can't do them. They're just a couple of basic footwork drills. Footwork is so important in a fight. As I say, it'll save your neck. It'll make you have the ability to land the shot, to get the takedown, whatever it is. So make sure you always drill your footwork, guys. Let's get gloves and shin pads on. The jab is so underutilized, certainly in MMA, with the small gloves on. With the small gloves, if you do a proper jab and you step in, hold on, and really come into the body, sorry bud, you can do a lot of damage. You can bust up the fucking nose, you can have it dripping blood, you can even knock them out. Look at Dricus du Plessis, dropped Robert Whittaker with a hard, solid jab. The jab is so underutilized, and then on top of that, it opens up everything else. Because if you land the jab, boom, they're distracted. You can come with the right hand, you can come with a head kick, you can come with whatever you want, okay? So the jab is the key to the door, but also a really good weapon. And there's lots of different types of jab. You can have an offensive jab where you step in and you're really going for it. If you come forward, you can have a defensive, so offensive jab, boom. You can have a defensive jab where it's coming back and you're just trying to keep him at bay. You can have a neutral jab where you stay here, okay, just feeling out. So all we're gonna do is, with your partners, we're gonna do just one guy jabs, the other guy catches it. Boom. Now when we throw the jab, we're gonna step in, we're gonna torque the hips, chin down, shoulder blocking the chin, okay? Boom. 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 The jab in MMA is not used nearly enough. This time we're going to extend it, we're just going to do a 1-2, boom, boom. Okay, just 1-2. Make sure you bring your feet in and bring your feet out. Step in, 1, 2, out. Here, nice and tight, nice and balanced. In, 1, 2. Remember when you're throwing the punches, you want to turn the key, you want to turn the screw. Here, boom. So that provides a lot more power. It's not this, not there, it's here, here. Turning the knuckles and the hand so you connect with the two big parts of the knuckles here. Boom, boom. Very basic stuff, done to a high level is what wins fights, yeah? Your spinning back kicks and your tornado kicks and your flying knees, they're fucking awesome. They are, they're great. But this shit, the fundamentals, has to be focused on. All right, let's go. Nice. Come on. Good. That's it. Good. Take your time, wait for it. You all watch UFC, right? Yeah, most of you. I'd like to think so. Otherwise, what are you doing here? You always hear us talk about using your strikes to set up the takedown, right? And yeah, okay, granted, sometimes that can mean throw a shot, like a feint punch or whatever, so I can get to the legs here. But most of the time, what you want to do is land a real fucking shot to the face. Because when you do that, when you're showing your opponent that you're serious about landing in their face, doing damage, they have to respect it. Right? When they know that I'm fighting a wrestler and all he's doing is this, right? They fucking know it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. But if you are fucking, just put your hands up, fucking trying to fucking swing on them and do damage, they're going to bring the fucking hands up. And when they bring the hands up, then you can get to the legs. Simple as that. It's easy. And if you're against the fence, sorry bud, you don't even need to be a good wrestler, right? I'm not a very good wrestler. I beat Brian Stan by doing this exact same thing. I'm not a wrestler, but I'll take a motherfucker down against the fence all day long. Number one, they're two very different things. But if you back your opponent up, come here, boom, throw whatever combination it is, and you come in here, right? Head up, hands around, and you get a hold of them here, you join your hands together here, it should be game over. Unless it's like a Hamzat Chimaev or a Khabib or someone with crazy balance and wrestling defense. Most of the time, you're putting them down. So, here, whatever, throw a combination, the other guy just defend for the sake of the drill. Throw a combination, lower your base, in tight, look at my back. It's all nice and straight. Head up, grab here, and step in, put them down into side control. But again, if you're just feinting this, it ain't gonna work. If you actually commit to the punch and try and do damage with your fists, it's going to work. So again, the drill is just here, well, nice and light, whatever combination, in. You see the pressure, I'm pushing into him here, using my back foot, my back is straight, my head is up, because obviously there's guillotines, so you keep your head up nice and high, join your hands here, step in, pick them up, down to the side, side control. A good idea, what? Is to turn them off the fence as well. Because these days everyone uses the fence to get back to the feet. So combination, in, pick them up, turn them away from the fence, and then pick them up here to the side. Okay? Don't fall over. This time, let's take a look. Lower. Okay, so that's not necessarily bad. Oh, your southpaw, yeah. That's it. That's okay, same thing. What you want to do is get your hands together. That's it. See how it makes it? How many of you fought wrestlers? Yeah. How many have been held down and annoyed? It's the most annoying, aggravating thing. You all watch UFC. You all see people get taken down and held down and nothing happens and the guy on top ends up winning by decision when it was a bullshit performance and a shitty fight, maybe when Tim Kennedy held me down. But in my defense, I just had 2 years on the sidelines losing an eye and I hadn't trained at all. So what we're going to do now is a little drill for getting back to your feet that works, you know, well, all the time. I built a career on it. Like if he's here trying to control me, or he's got his chest on like an underhook or whatever, you know, like you're both in this position, right? I was talking about this when I was commentating last week with Dominic Cruz, and I was talking about striking off your back, and he thought I meant punches. Now punches can be bothersome and annoying. Certainly if you use the four knuckles, you can cut them a little bit, but all you got to do is push on the head and slide that off, and you can butcher somebody up from your back. So if you get stuck, yeah, just like I did against George St. Pierre, right? He took me down a few times. Most of the time I managed to get back to my feet. When I couldn't get back to my feet, I would use elbows, because when you don't need to generate a lot of power, right? Just here, and especially here, just fucking elbow the bastard. Just doesn't have to be very technical. Just connect your elbow with the guy's forehead, his face, his nose, wherever. And guess what he'll do? Guess what he'll do? He's gonna pull back because it's not nice. And then as soon as he pulls back, you've now got separation. And then from here, I mean, it's pretty easy. You just put the feet on the hips. If he stands up a touch, I don't know. You just kick him away and off you pop, sorry. So always, if the guy's holding you down and he won't let you move, just fire away with elbows, okay? Anyway, that's not the drill, because we're all gonna go home covered in stitches. Just something to think about. Remember at the start, the shrimping. It's very, very important. What we're gonna do here, we're just gonna push on the head, and we're gonna shrimp a little bit, just to get separation. Now if he's good, he's going to follow me. He's going to come, right? And we can go the other way, but I'm close to the wall. So you go here, you go that way, he follows. Now when you get pretty close to the wall, you make this your final one. You shrimp, you come on your side, and you put your leg down. Now anyone that's trying to pass guard, which everyone is going to step over. So he steps over into half guard, which is what I want. This arm becomes an overhook or a whizzer, okay? And you've got to be quick. As you do all this, you do it at the same time, and you post on this hand, okay? Now I've got this foot on the floor, I've got this hand here, and all I'm doing is pulling this leg out. Gonna sit down. It's so easy, just there. And he's gonna drive, he's gonna go forward and drive me into the wall. But it's okay, because now I'm up. And then I take this hand, I underhook, we have a little game here, whatever. Turn it off, get head position, knee, elbow, and then put him down. We're shrimping, we're moving a little bit here. I see I'm close to the wall, I do that, he steps over there to half guard. Because he will step over into half guard. This is the whizzer. Now you're putting a lot of weight on that. This foot here, that hand there, pull it out, look, I'm up. He's gonna drive, he's just helping me get up anyway. Get the underhook, and then from here we're back to our feet. Oh, take a deep breath. It's all about getting the space to move. You need a little bit of separation. That's why as well, and we'll go over some ground and pound drills in a little bit. People hug onto you these days because they get a takedown and they want to secure it and they don't want to let it go, and they're like, oh, hanging on for dear life. But that's not entertaining. Nobody wants to watch that. If you're trying to, you know, progress your position, if you're trying to pass guard, if you're trying to get a submission, that's great. But if you're literally just holding on for dear life, you're not going to do very good in this sport. You might win your fights, but you ain't going to get another contract. You ain't going to have people tuning in to watch you fight. And yeah, you get the thrill of victory, but you shouldn't really feel good about yourself either. So one more time, all it is, without George, we're here, we're coming back, we swim, we see I'm near the wall, I open my legs, that position here. That comes over the top, he steps over my leg, here, and it's just that. It's that position there, it's just that. And we're up, okay? So give it a try, let's go. You need the overhook as well. That's it, the wizard. That's kind of the idea. You get the underhook with that hand, the underhook with the right hand. That's it. Now overhook, that's it. There you go. That's it. Not bad, not bad. You just got to do it over and over and over again. And it's one of those drills where if your opponent is actually not letting you get up, it works better, you know, because that's the whole drill, because that's what we'll do in a minute. We'll switch them up and actually make them work to get up. A lot of people, they want to do the fancy stuff. They want to do, you know, as I said, the spinning back fists and the spinning elbows, and they want to do, you know, flamboyant throws and stuff like that. But fights are won with the basics. Yes, of course, there's massive viral knockouts and you can shock the world and just do some incredible stuff. But those guys will more than likely know the fundamentals to a very, very high level. You have to do the basics. You have to do the footwork drills, the jabs, the right hands, the defensive work, the head movement, the takedown defense, everything. And you got to do it to a very, very high level, and you got to drill it. Even when I was champion of the world, I was still drilling the basics, because basics, the fundamentals, they are absolutely crucial to winning fights.